Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to night number 2 of week 1 of CCS season 5. I'm joined by a 5-seed Akito. We got a long stream ahead of us tonight. Michigan State, ranked 2nd in the country, takes on Drexel, ranked 4th. All the players are already here. Akito, let's go ahead and hop on down to the field. Game number 1. The same as the lobby info I sent you earlier, so you have the information. But Michigan State taking on Drexel. Week number 1, a big time game here, big quality resume opportunity for both sides as well. I'm getting the overlay up right now, so sorry about that. But Akito, how's it going? First minute has come and gone here. Game 1, and last night we had a long stream as well. A couple of upset games and a lot of fun games as well throughout the course of tonight. But again, tonight's schedule is super long as well. Should be a couple of fun games down the stretch here. But this series is big. Number 2 versus number 4, so a lot to play for early on in the season for the Dragons, the Drexel, and the Spartans for Michigan State. Michigan State's got a great team, and the committee thought that State was one of the best team, one of the top 2 teams in the league, just behind Akron Gold, the returning national champions from the fall. So we'll see how things shake up here, but it's a big win. Whoever wins this game, I know Michigan State obviously ranked 2nd. Drexel played a championship game just 2 short months ago against Akron Gold, who they actually beat the regular season. So we'll have a rematch later on next week in week 2, but a lot of high-level action early on here in CCS Season 5 in the non-conference. And a warning approaching here in game number 1, and the Spartans trying to find their first ever career CCS goal. Here's Drexel, played last season, nothing to talk about there, but Michigan State, this is their first ever CCS series. They play tonight against Drexel, tomorrow against Iowa State at 10 o'clock Eastern. So again, they've got 2 difficult games ahead of them in week 1, and 2 big chances to prove themselves early. And that shot taken wide serve will clear the mark for Drexel. In this series, what are you looking for out of both sides? Michigan State's going to score. And 38 to play. Drexel trailing 1 early on here in the series. Flip reset for not going to take this one down. Goes wide and make the clear happen for the Dragons. But, you know, now 90 seconds to play. Drexel, plenty of time left to here to score. Maybe Kevin, an infield option. Taquito, I know you're a big fan of Kevin. He's done a lot of different broadcasts for Kevin's teams in the past, so I know you're familiar with him. But this whole team is very, very solid, and I think they're going to be an exciting team to watch through the course of Season 5. 30 seconds to go. Here in game number one, Drexel still trying to find their first goal of the season. Michigan State just holding on merely with 15 seconds to go, and they need to score once more if you're Drexel. Barron over the top, gonna eye a double attempt here. It's no good. The rebound will go for one. We're tied. I don't think you're really good.
Okay, that's fine.
Good now.
I'm about to say, Kevin from the pass from Barron. 9 seconds left. Dragons are able to put themselves on the board. And exactly what other way would you have it here, Nation? And coming down to the last few seconds, Drexel making an opportunity of themselves. Knock putting this one in the corner. Morveau, maybe an opportunity. 0-second drill, but the ball not touched good enough to keep it up. And Drexel and Michigan State for game one of this non-conference play take it to overtime.
Number 2, Michigan State. Number 4, Drexel in overtime. And now here, Michigan State, a chance just off the bar and down and out. Morveau will clear that one wide. The Spartans see nothing on their first offensive possession in the overtime period.
Zerv trying to get this one in the green. Out of the corner, Barron. Maybe another touch. Unfortunately, will not be able to find it. Morveau looking for another. Maybe we get something out of the corner. That was a good angle. Another good one from Opbomb to clear it up. And that's right. The back wall defense just a little too weak there from Drexel. Zerf caught very awkward right there in the worst position. Opbomb just had the top of the net to shoot for. And the Spartans take game one.
Game one goes to Michigan State. And Michigan State probably favored to win this on paper, being second-ranked team in the country, but just ahead of fourth-ranked Drexel. I know Taquito, it's 2 versus 4, and you could say 2 should win day of the week, but it's going to be a close game. I know Drexel's going to be able to fight back with Michigan State. Again, they took out number 1 Akron week 1 last season. They know what it takes to win these big games early.
They do. And again, obviously, Michigan State, high caliber roster. Taking it to Drexel like that, I wouldn't say I'm entirely surprised, but also I think it leaves them an opportunity to adapt. And we've seen plenty of times when it comes to any team that Kevin is on, it's hard to count Kevin out at these ranks right now. Kevin is a very solid player, somebody who was able to top the RLCS 16 charts there last go around. I haven't seen any results this season so far from them, but that doesn't mean that a squad like Michigan State couldn't win this series with ease. They were able to secure the overtime win in game one, and now they're going to look to start with that kind of fervor here in game number 2.
The 1-0 lead for the Spartans in this series. Ooh. Drexel Barron going to find the first one of the game for the Dragons. And just like that, Drexel on top early in game 2, just 25 seconds in.
And this is kind of the play I expect from Drexel, having watched them all last season with CCS, and you don't want them getting started early. You got to shut them down quick. But I do believe a team like Michigan State could do it pretty early on as well. I think that this roster is insanely talented, especially when they get that aggression going. Maybe we see some more from Opbomb on the back line that we saw in this last game, but unfortunately they're kind of caught out as third man right now.
That they are, and again, this first minute has come and gone for Michigan State as they are scoreless through the opening 60 or so here, Taquito. But what are we seeing that have adjusted for Drexel compared to game 1 here in game 2?
I think it's quality of offense so far. They seem to be sniping out these opportunities in the green as quickly as they possibly can. And as I say that, of course, Barron loses over the possession and is flipping around, trying to find a blocking touch. They do get the ball away from the net on the side of the Dragons, but it's still very threatening with this offense from Michigan State approaching. Opbomb going to look for the corner, denied by Barron, but Knox, there to continue. Unfortunately, though, the Dragons have decided that they're going to put up the walls and not allow the Spartans to break through.
And a half off the clock here. Knock along, clear on target. Kevin barely back, trying to find that one. More of a rebound, don't go. Barron will hold the line for the Dragons. The Drexel, 2 minutes off the clock. Taquito, Michigan State. Still a lot of pressure on the blue side, but nothing goes for the Spartan offense.
And again, I feel like they haven't got a chance to get going. Good save there from Knock on the back line. Zerf looking for one, testing the defense with a touch. Morveau going to push this one towards the mid, loses it over to Barron. It's going to have to play one more time from that back line. Barron taking a play from the Spartan playbook, and 3 people working together put the second goal in. Zerf credited with that goal.
Alpom almost had their Alpom. I guess, yeah, it was Alpom. Almost had the save.
Yep.
He was right there and found contact, but not enough to push that ball out of harm's way. Drexel, 2-0 in game 2.
That was such a good play too. The demo in that corner, deleting the member that could come back for the defensive block. Another wide open net. Oh my! And the Dragons blowing fire all over the Michigan defensive line.
Michigan State down by 3, their largest deficit they have faced so far tonight. It is 3-0 just halfway through game number 2. Drexel starting to really feel themselves here. Last season, Drexel dropped game 1 to Akron and then stormed through the rest of the series. And that could be coming back to fruition here tonight.
Don't speak too soon when you got somebody like Opbomb playing from the corner. That's 1 over to the Spartans, and it's better late than never. 8 seconds before halftime, little solo play slices through just ever so gently towards the net. And I think that, I mean, canonically speaking, right, we have the Spartans and the Dragons. I think this might be like a David and Goliath tale, just with different people.
Halftime is come and gone. We're in game number 2. Michigan State currently still trail by 2. Drexel, though, have really adjusted well to pressure built by Michigan State. They've done a heck of a job on both sides of the field here in game 2, comparing to what happened in game 1. The offense was very, very quiet the first 4.5 minutes. The last second goal came through, and the defense at its woes. They've been quite successful here so far, 2.5 through.
They have been very, very successful on the side of blue. Now, I do think that with this kind of adaptation that we've seen here from the Dragons, that was a good touch center. I like that from Knock. Or excuse me, I like that from Opbomb Knock to put this one more towards the net. I like the touch. Off the challenge. Morveau, a little fake there to try to shadow the defense. Trying to get the ball center is the Spartans. They need to get it out of their own half if they want to fight off these Dragons, but a clear might be able to get them some type of building, some type of pressure being built here. Unfortunately, it's not doing well because they aren't able to get it past the mid. That's something that I have noticed from Michigan State is, unfortunately, they cannot get that ball past the midfield very well just in this game, but that might be because the Dragons have been able to get off to a really good start.
1:10 to go. Here in game number 2, Drexel still lead by 2. Opbomb fires and scores. Opbomb puts the Spartans within 1.
Well, I'll eat my words. They got the ball past the midfield and they were able to score on it. Spartans dropping that lead and a bit of momentum being built, I think. If this kickoff does go in their favor, it could be scary for the Dragons in these last 67 seconds.
They came just within a singular goal to Keto, and through the course of this series, things have turned the way of the Dragons. The last 4.5 minutes or so of this series, Michigan State came away victorious in overtime in game 1. Maybe a chance to tie things up here. Opbomb denied on the goal line. That was Morveau, and Kevin turns to the defense. A ride there with Takedo, and 45 to play. Michigan State still plenty of pressure there. An opportunity will go through. We're tied.
Man, oh man. Like I said, it might be a David and Goliath story. A Spartan versus a Dragon right now, and they are standing up to the test. Some might say they're withstanding the heat that is in the kitchen. 42 seconds left to prove who can win this game. We may see overtime if we're lucky enough.
35 to go, and it's these late surges of resistance by Drexel in game 1, and then Michigan State now in game 2. They've sent us to what could be another overtime period here in game number 2, where you see a lot of late surges through the offensive side of this series, where both these teams are fairly high-level offensive teams, and the defenses have had their woes, they've had the success, and again, you see number 2 versus number 4. We're expecting a good series here to kill. Surely this is going to at least go to a game 4, maybe a game 5 if we're lucky.
I would hope so. Going the distance is wonderful. 5 seconds left. Zerf looking for possession. Morveau is going to throw this to the corner. Oh, to me, it was knocked to throw it to the corner, but the backflip is going to put us in overtime. No opportunity to shoot. They decided to forego that on the side of Michigan State. Off kickoff here. Barron looking for one good touch. Zerf is going to put this to the side, hoping to build some offense. Kevin lying in wait, but Zerf could not get that extra touch. The pass not online. This is out to the middle. Zerf going to cut it off. Op bomb to bump. Morveau slowing the play down. The 50 from Kevin is good. Challenge is successful, but the defense still has to be on high. Out of the corner, the open net denied by Kevin, but the Spartans are still knocking at the door.
Morning pressure opportunities for Michigan State. That one off, but denied. Surf, well, left alone in reverse, finds his transition clear for Kevin. Morveau able to clear that one wide, and Michigan State probably unscathed there. Firing is Barry Knock. Will turn that one away towards the right side. Michigan State still fighting back defensively there. Now they finally will break through the pressure Drexel creates.
Man, but I don't know how long they're going to be able to withstand this. Good demo. Push up. Kevin looking for Barron down the pitch. The touch is good. Maybe to one more. Surf off the back wall. There's Kevin putting it down in the corner. And the Dragons have breathed the fire breath of death. Game 2 over to Drexel.
Both sides now have won an overtime game. We used a couple of extra added on minutes of this series to keep it 1-1 as we head on to game 3. So far, we are 2 for 2, requiring overtime.
What do you expect, my friend?
Nothing
What
more,
do you expect with the caliber of
nothing
teams?
less. Nothing more, nothing less.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about, baby. And this is the best part, too. It's non-conference, and we have this level of teams playing one another. It's just a treat, truly, to kick us off here in Season 5.
It really is. And Michigan State still was a heck of a game this week with Iowa State. Drexel, let's play Akron next week. Both these teams have a couple more high-quality opportunities ahead of them in the non-conference schedule. But Drexel and Michigan State 1-1. Get on to game 3, the swing game, here in tonight's opening series.
Most important one, too. You cannot forget. It is the most important game in the best of 5. Game 3 deciding who gets to put themselves on match point, who gets to have the pendulum swing in their favor. I do think with Michigan State opening up the series, it's going to put Drexel on notice. I mean, they were a top-rate team last season. Didn't they end up the whole season number 2, right?
Drexel was number 1 for a little bit. I think time at number 2. They got to the national title game and fell just short in 6 to Akron. Now 5 minutes back on the clock. We're underway. Game 3, a 2-1 advantage on the line for the winner.
Absolutely, man. Barron out of the corner looking to start them off early. Kevin is going to have to slow play this. It's a good idea, but they have to force back the defense. Morveau looking for that little cheeky touch. But it's going to lead to Kevin. And Kevin now, one thing we haven't really seen, and this is just me, is that 1v1 prowess that I know Kevin's got. I understand it's a 3v3, so there's not really opportunities to put the skills on, but I'd like to see an opportunity where Kevin schmixes the opponent. But when you got people you're facing down like Op Bomb, Knock, and Morveau, it's going to be tough. And I like what I'm seeing. I like this Michigan State squad, and I like the fact they're taking it to the reigning second place finishers in the side of Drexel Dragons.
Michigan State's got a lot to prove here tonight in this one. As again, we're sitting 1-1, maybe 2. I guess 2-1 would be for the winner. Drexel a chance. There goes Haywire Knock. Will finally turn that one to Arias. Barron gonna fire the rebound. It goes for 1. Drexel on the board first.
A touch. Insane from Barron. Hit the crossbar, saw the play through, and was able to get the touch right over the defender. And I mean, of course, there's nothing you can do when you're in that moment as Op Bomb. You kind of look up and go, well, darn it. Gave that one up. But an early goal may be a chance for you to recollect through. You still got 3 minutes and 57 seconds to play with here in game 3. Lots of time, Michigan State.
Down 3-0 early on last game as well. And
Exactly.
Came all the way back with way less time than this. They're probably more than content with how things to open up here in the first 11.5 minutes of this series. Now being a best of 3 moving forward. Both teams already having won on the score tally. So really, it's 2 more. It's the best of 3 to decide the winner.
Touch from Kevin here, looking for Zerf. Both players miss. Op Bomb is awkward. Dang. That is tough. Hit the brakes, had no momentum. All Kevin needed to do was find the empty slot to put the ball in, and even Knock couldn't get back in time. Drexel up by 2.
3:27, the Dragon lead has doubled to 2. Michigan State starting to feel it early on here, and Op Bomb off the kickoff. Barron saved towards the left corner, and again, Michigan State's got to retreat here to Quito, and they have really felt the pressure of Drexel in the last couple moments.
Absolutely. I mean, it's a high-powered offense squad you're playing against here in the side of Drexel Dragons, but I also think that at any given moment in time, the Spartans could have that second wind, if you will, and they'll be able to find themselves in a nice place in the offensive stint. However, they again are letting this play break down a little too early, and I think they're handing off possession off these big booming clears when they're trying to develop an attack plan for themselves, maybe some type of game plan to deal with this Drexel defense.
2:40 to play on the clock here in game number 3. Drexel still leading Michigan State by a mere margin of 2 as the Spartans offense been nearly quiet last game as well. It took a late surge into game 2 just to force overtime to fall short. But Drexel, they have really turned things up in a nice manner, and they put Michigan State in a little bit of some worrisome position.
I do think so. I do think that is pretty much the best way to describe it, is it kind of put him in a worrisome position. Good demo from Zerf on the lead man on that play. Touch to the... Oh, I thought it was going to be to the corner. He decided to be the back wall. Barron gets an easy defensive possession play, but the offense from Michigan State is still very, very threatening in this moment. But I think with a little bit more boost, it could be even scarier. Morvo and Opbomb to turn on the play. Trying to threaten the back line there, does so kind of well. The ball is still deflected. Knock is up, looking for a touch, played away by Kevin to the corner. But Michigan State still, again, like I said, they're knocking at that door. Eventually, they're going to be let through. But we have to wait to find out. Ball breaks out to the center, but it's still on the side of green.
1:34 to go. That shot on target won't fall enough for Morvo. Does make the clear happen for the Spartan defense. Michigan State, so plenty of time to get this game together. They had about 2 minutes last game to score 3 times. They've got about 80 seconds left now. Score just twice to force overtime for a 3rd time in this series. Morvo running a double, couldn't connect. Rebound for Knock won't fall either. Barron will hold the line. The Dragons hold.
Man, that was so good, too. What an attacking play right there from the Spartans. Unfortunately, didn't fall their way. Kevin low, denied by Knock. Opbomb to get here first, or try to play this in possession against Zerv. That's a wide open net, and unfortunately, Opbomb has absolutely helped him out with a little tap on the back.
Full shot action going on there, too, on the Zerv got bumped by Opbomb right into that. That's a 3-0 lead. 56 seconds to go. The last minute off the clock now. Nikito, this might be a walk in the lab for Drexel, and they're going to look forward to game 4 from Michigan State.
Yeah, this is going to be tough to come back from. I think you need a little bit more time than 56 seconds to find yourselves a decent lead, and unfortunately, the Dragons could care less about you coming back in this game. They're going to go ahead and pad some stats.
46 seconds to go. This is looking well over for Michigan State. Drexel has dominated offensively and defensively from start to finish.
Hey, it's tough. Obviously, this was going to be tough on the mental, and I'm curious to see where they would be at if it's, this game's done and dusted, so let's look for game 4, or are we just going to give our hearts out, maybe look for that one goal, build ourselves a little bit of confidence moving into that next game. Kevin looking for a dunk off the top. Zerf goes up. Barron puts it to the sky. Opbomb will collect out of the corner with a little bit of slow play. Has one challenger there. Morvo, no boost. Is going to be tough. Pass out, denied by Knock, but it's a clear into empty space, and unfortunately the Spartans are unable to make a play off that. Like you said, the game is done, but the series isn't. There's still one more opportunity to keep it going. Opbomb will miss, and Barron denies the 5th goal themselves.
Drexel 2-1 up. They're on match point to stun number 2 Michigan State on the opening game of the season for both these programs. Now Nikito going into game 4. Is it going to be another Drexel Dragon domination, or are we going to see Michigan State fight back and force game 5?
I think that it's very much so possible here. Michigan State have been playing very well throughout the series. I mean, obviously game 3 being the outlier. We had 2 back-to-back overtimes. Drexel obviously picked up on everything they needed to do in game 3, shut them out. But man, you can't ever count the Spartans out. There's a whole movie about them, right? 300. It's all about the Spartans, ain't it?
It is. I mean, Michigan State, I feel like coming into the season, I expected to be very, very dominant. But, I mean, when you play these top teams, you got to be ready to go on any given night. Drexel, you're on Tuesday, just the second stream of the season. Wednesday, sorry, but you got to be ready to go. I mean, again, for Michigan State, Coming into this, I mean, Drexel, you know what they've done last season and they being new. They're getting a test and a taste early what to expect through the league play.
And I wonder, you said we have some banger games coming up. Does Michigan State play Akron Gold anytime soon? Did you say they play them tomorrow?
Drexel plays Akron Gold.
Okay, Drexel gets the run back early on. I like that. Obviously, this is going to be a fun match to watch. But in this series here, we got to focus on the fact that Spartans got one more chance in this series. Well, technically two if they win. But I do think that they get themselves off to an early set of offense, an early good push. They will be able to find themselves something nice. Out of the corner goes Bomb, known for those, angled shots, those nice, soft, just mix them up plays. Unfortunately, couldn't get it there. Out of the corner, Knock is challenged. Deserve to look for a teammate. Won't be able to find, so the clear is what Spartans are going to opt for one more time. Bomb to get a nice demo, but unfortunately puts the ball back in the green.
Michigan State need to win this game, and the defense has to hold off there, and it will. Drexel, though, still plenty of pressure applying late here in the first minute of game 4. And again, Kevin up high here. Flip reset for Kevin, goes over the first. Surf the drop down, couldn't go.
Unfortunate, too. Barron was also, you can see Barron creeping up, looking for that final tester, but couldn't get there in time, couldn't relieve themselves as the third man. That's passed back. Knock is going to be denied by Kevin. Offense still trying to push here. Knock challenged in the corner there. Morveau to step up to take possession, looking for one more. Knock is going to try once again to keep the ball in the blue, but I feel like this stint is just a bit over.
First minute has come and gone, still tied at 0. After 1 in game 4, Barron trying for an opportunity there with 50 Knock. Punt that one away on target. Kevin left alone to cleared Will with full boost to work with here. The clear will start the counter for the Dragons. Michigan State deep into the blue territory. Nothing there for an offense.
Tough. They had a chance. Obviously, it's going to be rough to try to play against this Dragons team, especially when you were just skunked in the last game, which has got to feel something towards the mental on the side of the Spartans, but they look ever ready to continue challenging this defense of this tough opponent. Morveau to push it downfield. Zerf is going to cut this off. Bit of a possession here in the mid. I like the challenge. Unfortunately, it's not going to go anywhere for Bomb. Knock gets an opportunity, though, to knock at the door. Maybe we find something for Morveau. A shot is good. Zerf will take it easily, even though they were getting heckled there at the goal line. Bomb trying to find Knock in the mid. No boost means no shot. Out of the corner to go one more time. But again, Michigan State, they find these chances here in the Drexel half, but they aren't able to put it together into something positive. But eventually one of these has to work, right, Nation?
At this rate of the Drexel defense, their efficiency, I wouldn't say confidently that eventually something's going to fall. And Kevin from the top of the goalpost couldn't get that one to fall. Almost an own goal there in serve. Gets the assist and good for one. Drexel 2-13 to go the Dragons on the board first in game 4.
That's such a tough position to be in. You gotta feel for Morveau. You gotta feel for them because they get the touch and they're like, dang it, I know I'm getting scored on. The moment they try to push the ball away, you could just tell they're like, oh man, this stinks.
2-minute warning. In the game 4, Drexel can start to taste victory over number 2 Michigan State, but Bomb, a shot there, Kevin will turn that one wide and away into harm's way. Taquito. Michigan State still trying to fight for every single opportunity they can create on the stretch here.
Well, it wasn't very long. Zerf pushed this to the corner. He got a challenger and Kevin right there. Morveau to push it away. Knock looking for something out of the corner. Has to hit the brakes entirely to get away from Zerf challenging. They have a chance here. A little help in the corner from Kevin. Zerf is there. Kevin, no boost. This is going to be tough on the Dragons. The defensive member was demoed out of the corner right there. Unfortunately, they didn't use that time they had to their advantage with the man advantage on the pitch. Kevin and Zerf close to one another. Barron laying in wait to play defense and begin the counterattack, but boost totals a little low for the Dragons to try to push this ball into the green.
Back to Kevin here. 50. Actually gets a fake knock. Goes as well. Going to force a challenge. Last minute to go in game 4. Michigan State must score to keep this series alive.
They've built up all this pressure, and you can tell they had that one really good look so far, and I'm surprised they weren't able to turn it in. But the Dragons proving that they can hold the line better than any of them. Bomb off the ceiling isn't having the best look at the shot. Zerf will be unchallenged out of the corner, gets a good possession. Nobody in the mid to put a shot on. Challenged on the back line. Kevin will look for another. The pass is out mid. The net is open, and Barron stepped up to take the goal.
32 seconds. That might be the killing blow to Keto for Drexel here. Just 32 to play the lead as double Michigan State going to need a miracle.
Hey, kickoff shenanigans. A Spanish here might shake it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know any better, but I feel like challenging as aggressively as you possibly can off that kickoff is your best shot. And unfortunately for Michigan State, they didn't do so. Now they've got to be able to put one in the next 20 seconds. Well, less than that. They got to put it in right now if they want an opportunity. But it looks like the Dragons have staved off the Spartan offense. And with that, Drexel is going to win this first non-conference series they see against number 2 Michigan State. But you can't say it wasn't exciting.
Drexel going to stun Michigan State here in week number 1 with a huge win. Both these teams' first game of the season. Drexel 3-1 the final over Michigan State.
Yes, sir. Wonderful game to watch too, as well. Wonderful game. I am very excited that I got a chance to see that. I am still very impressed by Michigan State as well. They played entirely well against a team that was the only team that we could think of to challenge Akron Gold, and they did it well enough in the first week last season. They look poised to do it again this season.
That they do. We're going to go a quick break, and we come back. Eastern of Michigan takes on Western Kentucky.